Telltale's The Walking Dead, the final season, or season 4, has left me thinking about a lot of things about where Clementine's story will be heading. With the large amounts of foreshadowing following Clementine around, AJ's shocking actions during the episode, and the creepy underlying of Erickson's boarding school, I can't help but believe that Telltale's implying that Clementine is in for a terrible end to her story. In this video, I'm going to take a look and try to decipher all the clues and hints on what this final season will bring for us, and how Clementine may die or may survive. Episode 1, Done Running, reintroduces us to Clementine, and where she ended up after 3 seasons of The Walking Dead. She is finally reunited with AJ, and together they survive on their own. After getting caught up with a trap while searching for food, Clem and AJ ended up in Erickson's boarding school with a group of young kids and teenagers run by a boy named Marlon. After getting to know them, Clem ends up helping them out with their food shortage, and no matter which group she decides to help, it ends up with Clem running into a man named Abel, who also happens to be looking for food. It was later revealed that Abel may have connections with a group the kids have been trouble with. In the end, AJ takes matters into his own hands and shoots Marlon in the head.
What? I saved one for me.
Within the first few minutes of the episode, there are already hints that Clementine will sacrifice everything, including herself, for AJ. Be it with giving him food first if it means she'll starve, teaching AJ how to protect himself with a gun, even saving the last bullet for himself, and how to say goodbye when the time comes. Water, or the theme of it, seems to be the one thing that surrounds Clementine this season, which is leading me to believe there's a possibility that she will die in water or near it. A lot of people have found the achievements for each of the episodes, and what I noticed for the final one that there are 4 achievements and each one contradicts the last one. What I mean is there's no way all of those achievements could represent one ending, but multiple ones. Just like in season 2, there were multiple endings involving characters dying and where Clementine ended up. With this being the final season for Clementine and her story, each achievement hints at what kind of endings she could get, some involving her death while some don't. Achievement number 1, Goodbye, did all you could. The icon shows an arm laying in a pool of blood. Achievement number 2, You and Me, came full circle. This achievement shows a picture of what appears to be Clementine and AJ holding hands and walking away. Achievement number 3, Promise, said you never leave. This achievement shows Clementine holding hands with AJ. Achievement number 4, Lost and Found Clem's hat. This image shows Clementine's hat laying on the ground. So why do I believe Clementine's fate will end in water? My first clue actually happens to be the opening credits of episode 1. The entire sequence shows Clem and AJ looking around and being in the boarding school, but one detail stood out to me, the yellow flowers. As the credits go on, there are small yellow flowers that are growing out of the walkers laying on the ground. These flowers are actually called Calthopalustris, also known as the marsh marigold or kingcup flowers. These flowers are within the buttercup family and are native to marshes, fens, ditches, and wet woodlands. The marigold flowers often represent despair or grief for a loved one, remembering or celebrating the dead, cruelty, or coldness. But in other cultures, these flowers are seen as optimism and success. The color yellow also has a significance with symbolism of this flower. Yellow can represent happiness, positivity, clarity, remembrance, loyalty, and joy. On the negative, it can represent cowardice, deceit, danger, and sickness. Another clue would be the key art for this season. Within the main artwork, it shows the fishing shack, the river, and the Erickson's boarding school. Since this image is to mirror season 1 with Lee protecting Clementine, it actually shows the Marshall Hotel, which was in the final episode of season 1, meaning either the fishing shack or the forbidden river that was marked on the map could be the final location of the season. When Marlon was showing Clementine the map of Erickson, you can see all the places the kids go in order to get food. There's also a safe zone that surrounds the school, but there's one place that isn't, and that's the river. Aside from it being outside the safe zone, it reads "fucking don't go there" in bold red letters on top of it. So what's across this river? And why is Marlon so determined to keep the others away from it? The most logical answer would be this group Marlon has been trading with. Aside from forcing 10 sisters to go along with this group, it's also most likely that the reason why the group is short on food is because Marlon has been giving a portion to them and even shortening the safe zone border in order to give the other group more space to hunt and control the land. The next clue comes from Lewis, the lovable dorky young man. He tries to cheer up Clem by singing his own rendition of "Oh My Darling Clementine," which is an American Western folk song which was popularized by miners during the California Gold Rush.
Oh my darling, oh my darling, My darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever.
Can you play something else?
Dreadful sorry, Clementine.
The song is about a miner and his daughter Clementine. As she was down by the river, she fell into the water because of a splinter in her foot, which caused her to drown. Another hint is within the description of the game, which says Clementine will lead this group to survive, but during the first dinner with the group, Lewis asks to play the game of War with Clem, Marlon, and Violet. Clementine is then asked who in the group she thinks will die first. If you pick Marlon, she says,
You, Marlon?
Oh, really?
That's what's happened to almost everyone I know who tried to keep a group alive.
Huh. Yeah, almost everyone.
And ever since then, Marlon has died. Other hints of Clementine's death include the theme song of the episode, which is called Waiting Around to Die by the Be Good Tanyas. The song sings of a lost person trying to get by, and each stage of their life it gets tougher and tougher to deal with, but the person keeps going instead of waiting to die. The song ends with the person being on codeine, a drug that is used for pain, and with that this person just waits to die with an overdose. Inside the school, there are carvings along the wall. In one section it reads, Simon's dead, Piggy's dead, Ralph is next. This is a reference to the 1954 book Lord of the Flies by William Golding, which is a story about a group of boys stranded on an island without adults. They try to govern and survive on their own, but it ends terribly for a few of the boys as they die. Simon was the visionary of the group. He was considered to be odd and brave, also knew secrets about the island, but was unable to inform the group as he was killed. This could symbolize Marlon, who was odd but brave for leading this group for a really long time. His death in some cases went too far as the player never had a chance to decide on what to do with him, nor knew what really happened with 10 sisters. Piggy was a character who was bullied due to his weight, asthma, and lack of physical power. He was considered the brains of the group and was killed due to a boulder being released on him, knocking off the mountainside. Brody seems to be the second in command after Marlon, and she seems to understand how everything worked and how to play it safe. But then again, this could be foreshadowing another character's death this season, possibly a Sim? He was the only other character who struggled to fight the walkers during the first fight. Ralph was the leader and the main protagonist of the story. He was neither smart nor strong, but he was kind. He tries to keep the boys focused and fair, but he almost loses his life to Jack, who was the leader of another group. This leaves the interpretation up to us as the players what we will do with Clementine, supporting this theory with multiple endings. 10's drawing even holds some significance as to what could happen in the end. In this drawing, it shows the twin sisters and the 2 walkers who apparently killed them. As he is drawing them, 10 asks Clem if she would like to be in the picture along with AJ. You as the player have the option to say yes or no, both to Clem and AJ being in the drawing, backing up my theory with multiple endings on who will survive. Since 10's drawing was to represent the afterlife, could be the total opposite now that it was revealed that Sophie and Minnie were never killed. There's a chance the twins will be saved and Clementine can survive as leader, while also protecting this group from harm. I want to believe that Telltale will at least be kind enough to give us some sort of a chance to have a happy ending for Clementine's story. The 2 walkers could represent 2 members of the group surviving along with Clem, AJ, 10, and the twins. Another possible ending could be Clem dying from a bite. A lot of things that have been shown this season so far has been mirroring the first season or been a callback to Lee taking care of Clementine. I mean, hell, if we go back to the key art here, it's the same. There has been a lot of speculation that Clementine will be bitten by saving AJ's life. Going back to the achievements, the first one showing an arm could represent Clem's last attempt at surviving, just like Lee removing his arm in order to stop the virus, but it was too late. When we first meet Ruby and she tells Clementine how AJ bit her, she says,
Little motherfucker! Hey! Hey! About time you woke up! Your little boy just bit me! He's lucky I didn't take a boot to his head. Nearly took a chunk out of me. God, hurts so fierce.
I'm so sorry. He acts out sometimes. He's been through a lot.
Yeah, well, ain't we all? Don't see any of us sinking our teeth into either of you.
Even in the first teaser trailer of the season, Clementine asks AJ,
Now, what do you do if I get bit?
Whatever ending Telltale gives Clementine, all we can hope for is that she will have an ending she deserves. The ending that will leave us with something to think about. The ending where we can all be satisfied with this story. All I know is, whatever it is, I'll be bawling my eyes out as I say goodbye to our little sweet pea.
Clem, people don't always make sense.
How come?
Because bad things happen to everyone. And it's hard to keep being yourself after they do.
I'm scared, Lee.
What can I tell you to make it better?
That you won't leave me.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. I promise.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to leave a like, let me know in the comments what you guys think, and if you have a theory of your own on how you think Clementine's story is gonna end, please let me know because I would love to hear it. If you guys enjoyed this video, remember to subscribe and hit the bell button for more of The Walking Dead content. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!